All right, U.S.-Iran ceasefire. Is this a game changer for the real estate and mortgage market? I'm getting a lot of questions. I'd love to hear what you think, Mike, whether or not this is going to change, the winds of the real estate market, buyer sentiment, all that good stuff. You're close to the consumer. You're having conversations on this stuff every day. What says Mr. Zuber on what change will take place in real estate due to this latest ceasefire?
So I think we need to make a couple of assumptions because we're really going to take a couple of paths. The first one is the ceasefire sticks. I do think the ceasefire is fragile. We've got basically a bunch of people that don't trust each other. But if we assume for a moment that the ceasefire sticks, the 2-week time period leads to a negotiation where everyone could claim victory, right? Again, those are all lots of ifs and buts and a lot of that. None of that is guaranteed. But if we assume all of that, I think it is game changing. I mean, the stock market ripped 1,200 points on Wednesday. The 10-year note fell 8 or 9 basis points. Oil dropped 20%. All of these things will be green lights to the consumer, right? War is a red light. War pulls people back. But ceasefire, peace, and the subsequent reaction with oil rates in the stock market will be a huge green light. It would not shock me if when we talk in a week, again, assuming ceasefire sticks and nobody, all of those assumptions I already went through, we could be racing back to 6% mortgage rates. And we already know what sub 6 does. Now, I don't think we go sub 6 next week, but we could next month, right? This again, if we assume the best outcome, I do think this is game changing. This happened just in time to save the spring selling season. It absolutely could. I guarantee you there are people looking at this today who were initially out of the market that will start shopping this weekend. Because again, you can't see the market go 1,000 points and rates fall 10 basis points and not come screaming off the sidelines.
I agree 1,000%. And we had the double whammy of headwind, which was there's uncertainty and, we're at war and people's, stock portfolios are dropping and mortgage rates are going up. And now we've got literally the reverse of that, which is double whammy tailwind.
It's even better than that. You have a consumer that has been playing yo-yo with the market that might see this drop in the market and go, I'm not missing it this time.
Yeah.
And they could come flying off the sidelines. Now, again, this has to stick. This can't be a 1-day, 2-day. It's got to go a week with, no blow-ups, no pun intended. But there's a possibility that it does for sure. I think everybody wants peace. So now it's about negotiating a deal and, putting the bullets down and see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And as always, me and you will talk about what I'm seeing boots on the ground, because even through this, where I thought to myself, man, I'm hearing, some buyers who are a little bit uncertain and I'm having people press pause on their pre-approvals. Even through all that, I have conversations every single day. I pop into a real estate meeting on a Tuesday and I'm asking a real estate agent about nice little place they put on the market. And they're like, yeah, if you got any clients, you should probably hurry because we got 11 offers in the first 24 hours. And so, as you said, and I agree with wholeheartedly, this would fully open up spring buying season to be a makeup for the one we missed last year.
I think so.
By having a lot more action than we saw last year for sure. In other news, I wanted to chat briefly, Mike, about this product because especially in the one rental at a time community, we've got first-time investors, we've got seasoned investors with 100 units, and I think we have most everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the school community. If you're not part of one rental at a time school community, you need to be in there. All these investors are in there. They're talking about it, whether you're that first-time investor or whether you've got 100 units and you're trying to figure out portfolio management and ways to make your portfolio more efficient. It's a great community. I can't say enough about. Having a conversation yesterday with one of my favorite non-QM lenders, a lender that is as flexible as they get, which we need sometimes, right? Not everybody fits in the perfect bucket.
Yeah.
Me and him were talking, and he said, hey, I don't know if you have a need for this or any of your clients do, but we've got a new program that's a 5 to 10 unit debt service coverage ratio loan. And granted, I've seen other 5 to 24 unit DSCR loans. It's generally speaking how commercial works anyway, right? They're looking at the income of the property. But in this case, it is a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, which I know is attractive for a lot of investors. You get into commercial lending and you got to make sure the thing's performing 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, because they're generally going to look at it and kind of re-underwrite it every 5 years. Right. So I'll give you the quick highlights. If anybody wants to connect with me and my team, I'm more than happy to help. mtmg.com. Connect with me and my team there. We have the ability to do this all over the country. But 30-year fixed rate debt for a 5 to 10 unit building, that's a DSCR is available. Couple caveats that, I got these questions answered because I wanted to know. DSCR lenders on a single family will, with enough down payment, will let you do any DSCR loan. Yeah. On this program, they want a 1.1, meaning
that's not
if you've got,
and
you want that as an investor anyway, right? Some of these things that are in place are for your benefit.
Protection. Yeah, it's for your protection. Yeah.
Quick example for somebody who's like, what the heck is the DSCR ratio? If the principal, interest, tax, and insurance, if your payment all in on this building is $5,000 a month, they want to see $5,500 a month in rent. And like I said, you should want that too, right? For the qualifying income for the $5,500 in rent, they're going to take the lesser of the market rent or the lease agreement. So if you've got a lease agreement on an occupied unit that's $2,200 and you just happen to hit a home run, but the market rents are only $1,900, they're going to use the lesser. Sure. So they're going to underwrite it conservative. But again, if it doesn't pass muster here and they're not wanting to lend on it, it's probably not a good deal. You want to buy, right? A cool kind of caveat here too is if you've got two borrowers on almost all conventional loans or conforming loans that we're doing, you're going to take the lower two of the borrower's scores to qualify. On this product, you're taking the higher. So you've got somebody with a 680 score and somebody with 800. Credit is based on the highest qualifying borrower or guarantor score. I don't want to talk through all of these necessarily, but know that 1.1 is something that has to qualify for, and I think they want a little bit of history, right? This can't be your first deal that you've ever done.
Gotta have some experience. Again, it's about being conservative. That's when a DSCR lender brings out a new product like this. They're gonna open it up in the most conservative way possible. If these debts perform, then they'll get more flexible. So I got a couple of questions for you. You may or may not know. Yeah. Obviously, this works for purchase, but would it also go for cash out refis, or is just purchase only, or you don't know?
I believe it's for either payment history documented. It does work for refinances. Because I'm reading in here in the little matrix that you're going to have payment history on a refinance, which tells me they do refinance.
Yeah. There you go.
And so
and then the other question I have for you, are we talking 6, 7s, 8s? What are we talking? Again, everybody's situation is different, but and they should reach out to MTMG to figure it out. But I'm just curious, 6, 7s, 8s. Do you have any idea?
I think the most common are going to be 7s. Yeah, and as always, it's like somebody can advertise a 6.499. It's like, okay, yeah, $19,000 in points. Of course, you can get it to that. But these are going to be like high 6, low 7s, and 800 credit score and 40% down is going to be different scoring than,
That's why people have to reach out to you to figure it out. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I was just curious because, again, this is traditionally a market. Frankly, it's a commercial loan, 5 to 10 units. And frankly, a lot of commercial lenders don't want to do them because the loan balance is so small.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And
this is a
that's
very
the thing
touchy
too
market.
is, while these might seem somewhat restrictive, I promise you they're not as restrictive as you
Amen.
go into Bank of America and saying, hey, I want to buy a 9-unit property.
They won't do them. They just
Right.
won't do them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. It's going to be for, the investor that is, got a few deals under their belt and they know what they're doing. And they're, this 8-unit came available in the market. That thing looks like it cash flows real nicely. And
You could
the numbers
1031 out of a house into an apartment like somebody else we know did. Yeah, that'd be really good.
What's that?
We could 1031 out of a small house into a 5-unit like somebody we know did.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, all kinds of options here. So yeah, mtmg.com if you want to connect me and the team. Like you mentioned, Mike, everybody's scenario is different. So it's going to be a matter of like, hey, I've got something, it might fit, it might not. I literally just had somebody reach out. I believe they're part of ORAT. That's looking to do cash out on a 7-unit DSCR. And they specifically asked for what is that called? Serendipity, where
I think so. Yeah.
Talked to the account executive about it yesterday, got the email 42 minutes ago.
There you go.
Like he knew I had that conversation yesterday. So I'm going to call him and say, hey, yeah, we got something for you.
There you go. Matt, you're amazing, man. Again, join school. If you need something, check out mattmtmg.com. Thanks, family.
Yep. Thanks, Mike.